Alright guys, headed back over toward this black, I remember the black Grand Cherokee with the 6.4. He's done with it. This is where I'm looking for the parts. Here it is, guys. Okay, he ended up getting, wow, all valve train. Here's the camshaft, guys. There we go. Yep. This is what happened. This is the box. I don't know which one. Yep, it was this one right here. Wow, on a 6.4, guys. Remember I pulled the oil control valve out. There was no metal shaving on that. So, yep, man, guys. But the new model Hemis have they say they have a handle on it by now, guys. So have no fear if you're thinking about purchasing one. Okay, here go all the old parts. So yeah, we end up pulling both. You have to remove both cylinder heads in order to do. That's the difference between doing a valve train inspection on a Hemi versus, like, let's say a V6 Pentastar 3.6 or something. You can merely remove the valve cover only and the valve train, and you can tell because it's a dual overhead cam. Okay, this camshaft is centerline in the block. So you basically have to remove both cylinder heads in order to remove all the valve train assembly, okay, the lifters and the camshaft, okay. But yes, he about got it done, guys. And I heard it running over here earlier. It's kind of quiet. It's the end of the day. I'm getting ready to go, so I figure I'd stop through here and check out and see where he stood with this. I think I ran across this three times actually. So it is purling like a kitten. All right, he said he had a hard time getting the cam out. He had to drop the radiator. All right, so that's it, guys. Let's go this way. We're gonna wrap it up. What's going on over here? It's like a black. Whoa. Okay, guys. It looks like the complete AC HVAC housing is out. Let me see what's going on over here, guys. Y'all know I'm nosy. Yes. Hemi engine. Looks like my man over here is doing, yes, there we go, guys. Evaporator coil. Y'all know the only way to gain access to the evaporator coil is the complete AC housing has to come out. Look, man, he diagnosed this one right. All right, y'all remember I talked to y'all about the AC system service where we install 1 pound of Freon and some dye? That is the goal. The customer is to drive it. When they return, we're supposed to check their system for leak. This is obvious what he found. Now, the reason I like these is because we got it right. Guys, it is extremely hard tracking down AC system leaks. Okay, in this particular car, of course, we will look at the obvious, which is the condenser. The condenser is normally the guilty party. And of course some AC lines, but the dye will show up in ultraviolet. Use ultraviolet lighting, some glasses, some black light glasses. Yes, you should be able to pick it up. But I highly suggest if you're trying to track down AC system leaks where you're low on Freon, I highly suggest you do that. This do not look like an easy job, guys. Guys, this is what I mean by not specializing. Like, I could be doing a transmission one day and yanking out a complete dash the next day. We do not specialize here. Now this guy, he's a diesel guy, so, and we all are trim guys, I guess. It's funny because if we get the ticket and it says no AC, if this is what we find, we got to do it. We can't just give it to a so-called trim guy. That's not how it works. If you can good enough to soak up the easy gravy, you're good enough to figure out how to get this apart. Now, granted, if a technician tell the boss man, he don't feel comfortable doing this, yeah, sure, they'll find somebody else to do it. But this is CP. You can easily find somebody to take this off your hands. I think this is 8, 9, probably 10 hours, depending on. Yes, this dual system too, guys. So this do not look like fun. I did one. The last one I did wasn't dual setup. It's just more hoses. That's all to go to the rear. You can tell a dual setup. Most everything go to the rear. Okay, look at this evaporator. Like I say, all that dye indicates it's been leaking. Plus, I heard them say they got a mist out of the vents too. Let's go this way, guys. Oh, diesel. What's going on over here? The diesel guy got something going. Oh, looks like he's chasing a coolant leak. He have his pressure test on it. Typically these water pumps not worth the. I think in some year we even recalled the water pump. Okay, so heavy duty, high powered stuff here for strength rise, guys. This thing, most of these things are built for pulling things, transport. A lot of people that own these typically does some type of transport work for a living. All right, let's go this way, guys. Let's see what's going on down here. Typical, what is this? A Pacifica. Yes, Chrysler Pacifica, guys. Generation 3, baby. Now, I don't know why this in, but I can pretty much guess why it's not in. Ladies and gentlemen, that is tick, 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 tick. That is the ticking noise. This is highly unlikely here for engine tick noise. That's because the 3.6 Pentastar Generation 3 has been upgraded, updated, up everything. Okay, the whole valve train system is done. I can't even get video footage on one yet because I have yet to go into one. All right, so that should say a lot. You know, I'm typically the main one working on these things, doing everything, but I have yet to have a reason to pull the valve cover off. Now, let me say this. That doesn't mean they're not failing. That doesn't mean they don't break. That just means I haven't seen one yet. Y'all remember what I talked about? Let me put this link right here. The video I put up concerning this fuel pressure sensor. Now they are monitoring fuel pressure. As you can see, this route through here, right up under here to the fuel line. Yes, I had the honor of replacing one. I think I had some kind of fault code for voltage, some kind of voltage code for that sensor, and I had to replace the sensor. So I'm suspecting that a sensor will report back to the PCM how much pressure the fuel system is delivering, which is good. It helps with diagnosis. Okay, we no longer have to guess at a fuel pump. And yes, guys, there was a lot of guessing going on. Okay. Pentastar Generation 3. This is started in 2017. That's when the Pacifica was born. Okay, it also started in the 2016 Jeep Grand Cherokee and the Dodge Durango. Generation 3 Pentastar 3.6 was born. All right, let's go this way, guys. Now, here's another van with a 3.6. Now, this is either Generation 2 or 1, depending on the year. But this could be suspect for being here for ticking. I really don't know why it's in, but I doubt that Generation 3 in for ticking, but I can't say the same for this. Who knows why it's in. All right, guys, let's move along this line. Hey, this is like a Wrangler, guys. What's going on with this Wrangler? I don't know, but he have the plenum off, intake off. Not sure what he chasing. He got the tip him off. Why is the tip him off with the plenum? Who knows? It's none of my business. New thermostat. New everything, guys. I don't know. I'm going to get in his ear tomorrow when he get here. Hey, man, why you got the plenum off and the tip him? Are you chasing an electrical air leak? They don't have nothing in common, do they? I don't know, guys. Interesting. I'll find out and let y'all know. All right, moving right along. Y'all remember the truck that I came up to with the broken studs? I think, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, that's the manifold. It's a Hemi. Y'all know the 5.7 Hemis, the 1500 tend to break studs. Yes, they are gone. They are out. So my man has gotten them out. I saw him over here with a welding machine. In fact, I think my camera was accidentally running while he was doing it. So while we on that subject, guys, I'm gonna put up a little clips. I had went up front, and I think I left my camera running. Not so much pointing at him, but it was that way. So let's see what let's take about 20 seconds and see what he was doing over here, guys. Yep, that's what he was doing. That's how he got it out. In fact, let's look at some of the studs. Here's the studs he got out. Where's the broken one? That's the one I'm interested in. Right here, guys. This is how he did it. Okay, he essentially Actually, we talked about it. You just add on to the bolt and then weld on a nut. That way, that will allow him to screw it off, guys. So, good job, my man. It's my neighbor, guys. He worked right next to me. Real cool kid, man. Young guy. These young guys are awesome these days, man. They are so much advanced, more than we was, say I was at that age, at his age. Of course, cars has changed over time since then, but good job, my man. Hey, and anyway, him and his buddy about to start a YouTube channel, so I keep y'all up to date. They got some fun stuff going on. They always building little projects, but yeah, he got it out. Kudos to my buddy. Now he just gotta sell it. Oops. All right, let's go this way, guys. In fact, guys, I'm done. That's all I have. Thanks for watching. Comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next video.